Well, good morning. Today we're going to do baby back ribs. Yep, baby back ribs. If you guys don't know what they are, I'll show you. Getting ready to unwrap them. Got the smoker warmed up. Just got to get them prepped. These are baby back ribs. What makes them baby backs is you can see how they're cut short down the sides. A regular rib will have a flank way out here. Now I prefer those, but doing baby backs today just to show you guys how I do them when I do them, because some people like them. They're fairly cheap right now. Like this one here is $4.99. Well, both of them are $4.99, so pretty cheap to do 2 slabs of ribs for 10 bucks. All right, let me get them unpacked and I'll show you how I prepare them. Okay, I've unpacked them and getting them ready to season, but there's a couple of things. One is people talk about wanting to remove the silverback off of them. The silverback is this piece here, which you can see I've started peeling them. And then some people will say that you don't have to take this off, that the ribs turn out just as good anyway. I personally don't believe they do. I think the silverback here stops the seasoning from getting through and the smoke from getting through. So if you watch different videos, people that's doing these, you'll see them removing this what I call silverback. Some of them call it silverback. It's just a membrane. But if you don't take it off, in my opinion, you don't get as good a rib. So I'm going to finish peeling these off, but I'm trying to do this morning with my phone because I forgot the camera. So let me set it down. I'm going to finish peeling it off. But also the easiest way to peel these off is to take a paper towel. You can't hardly do it with your hands because it's just so slippery. But you can see if you grab a hold of it with a paper towel, you can peel them off. I make a mess of it, so I'm trying to poke my finger through it. Anyway, you guys get the idea, right? So let me get that last little piece off. That's how you do it. You do it with a paper towel. It grabs a hold of it, really grips it good. If you try to do it with your hand, it just slides right off like you're trying to pull something with butter. All right, let me finish cleaning these off and then we'll season them. You'll know you got it right when this side don't have the silverback. You can see how it dulled it, and then this side is shiny. So you can tell that's where the silver is coming off, or the membrane if you want to call it a membrane. With the membrane removed, some people like to trim them a little bit. I don't trim them much. Some people get a little aggressive with this, but a baby back is already trimmed up really well, as you can see. So there's not a whole lot left to trim. Now, I do come up here to the tops where you got a lot of this fat just kind of hanging off. I will trim that off. Now this one over here, it's trimmed really well already, except for right here on the end. If you don't trim these off, they'll burn right on the very end of them, and you don't want them to burn. So you want a nice square, even surface for it to heat up. So let me get that trimmed off. So like I said, you trim the ends of it off, square them up, so you can see that both of them are squared up now. And that is all the meat that you lose. Some people start freaking out a little bit when you start wasting meat. To me, it's not waste. It's going to burn up and be crispy, and you ain't going to be able to eat it anyway. So I'd rather have the good ends on the ribs to having the nice smoke on them and the seasoning on them. That's my personal opinion. You guys do what you want to. I'm just showing you how I do it. But anyway, that's 2 nice sets of ribs there. So we'll get them seasoned up here in a minute now. We'll try to do this and hold the phone at the same time. We'll see. Some people put mustard on the ribs to give them a binder to hold the seasoning. These, I've left them a little bit damp. All I do is when I take them out of the package, I do not rinse them. I'm just old school about that. Old school barbecue will tell you don't rinse them because that's what helps make your binder. So all that cooks away. So anyway, I just leave it on there. Now you want to put your pepper on. You don't want to get too much on there, but you don't want to leave too many bare spots either, because this is where you're going to get your flavor. The pepper is going to cook away some when you're cooking them, because it's going to come off the sides of it. It's going to drip. You're going to lose some. Now on your pepper, the reason you do the pepper first is if you put the salt on first, you won't get a lot of pepper to stick to it. So you want to make sure that you're putting your pepper on first. And then you're going to do like me, if you like pepper, because I can already feel it in my nose. I'm going to be sneezing here in a minute. So that's how you put that on. And then I take, well, I can find it up here in a minute. Nope, that is sugar, that is not salt. All right, so I use sea salt. So take the sea salt, and then you just kind of want to do the same thing. You just want to put the salt in it. And that's it. I don't pat it, I don't rub it, I don't do anything. I just leave it like that on the back side of it. Like I said, I'm going to cook them with the bone side down. A lot of that is going to drip off anyway. So let me get these flipped over. And you'll see here in a minute, it's what's called sweating. They'll start sweating and all that stuff will stick to it. So, all right, so take the pepper. Again, I like to use a good bit of pepper because it is going to cook. A lot of it's going to come off of it. And these will just have, these won't be hot when you eat them, like spicy hot. They'll just have a good peppery taste to them, but it won't be overbearing. My wife, Kathy, she doesn't like overbearing pepper and stuff. So when she sees me do this, she freaks out a little bit, thinking I have absolutely ruined them putting that much on there. But again, a lot of it's going to cook away. So. All right, I'm a little bit less aggressive on the front of it with the salt as I am on the back. And that's about all I'm going to do for that. All right, I can't do this while I'm holding the phone. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick these up on the sides, and I'm going to get all that stuff on the sides that's laying here on here. So let me get that done. Then we're going to take these things out and stick them in the smoker. Okay, because my smoker is a smaller smoker, I always cut mine in half. And it doesn't matter. Like I said, I was going to do the sides so you can see that I got a bark on the sides now for this little seasoning on there. Again, you come over here. You can see I've just bounced it around a little bit on the sides to finish picking up the stuff that's over here. That gives it an even coating. You can also see that it's just starting to sweat a little bit. See where the seasoning looks like it's starting to disappear. It's just soaking it up. So let's get them out here to the smoker. It'll take about 20 minutes to let these finish sweating, stick them in the smoker. But for you, it's YouTube magic. Let's go to the smoker. Okay, for those of you that's never watched one of my barbecue videos, this is what I use to smoke it with. It's just a Masterbuilt. And I've had this thing for 10, 12 years, something like that. It's electric. And then on the top up here, it's where you got all of your controls. Now it's gonna look funny because it's LED on here. It actually reads out correct. But right now, it's saying it's got 11 hours and 25 minutes. It ain't gonna take that long. I always just set it longer. And it's showing you that it's 198 degrees in there right now. I've got it set for 225. That's what we're gonna cook at today, 225. That'll work good. We're gonna do the 3-2-1 method today. I think we'll have to see. That it's just gonna depend on how quick it's cooking. Open the vent just a little bit, let some of that smoke out. That's how I do it. I just set it to 225, and I'm gonna do about 3 hours to get a good bark on them. And that's how I do it. I'm gonna leave it on for about 3 hours. I'll get a good bark on them and get the meat up to the temp that I want them to. And what I'm looking for is about 160 at the 3 hour mark. I'm probably gonna get there a little quicker today at 225, but we'll see. But I'm looking for a temperature, not a time. So I tell you, I'm doing a 3-2-1 method. That's 3 hours smoking, 2 hours wrapped, and then 1 hour open with whatever kind of sauce or something you're gonna put on it, I probably not gonna stick to that day, just being honest with you. The 3-2-1 works better on like Boston butts. So I cook strictly on temperature. A lot of times it will sync with the time for like a 3-2-1 cook, but I cook strictly on temperature. It works better that way. You get a better product that way. So go ahead and get these put in. Well, before I do, let me show you what they look like. So I said I was going to let them sit for about 20 minutes before I brought them out here, and I did. And you can see already that the spice that looked like it was so thick on there, it's actually starting to I don't know, I call it melting. It's probably called something else, but I call it melting. And really what's happening is the salt is pulling the juices out of the meat up, and then it makes everything get saturated, and just makes this kind of crust look on the top of it. So that's kind of what you're looking for before you put them in. You want that nice shiny glaze on top of it. So let's get them in the smoker. All right, we got smoke coming out. We got the ribs in. And what I do is I set my probes and I put them like in the fatty part of the rib. Maybe you can see that. I pick a couple of ribs and stick it between the fatty part of it, where the meat and the fat is, and try to stick it in the actual lean part of the meat, between a couple of bones. Do the same thing on the top, and that'll give you the more accurate reading of when it's actually done. You don't want it in the thin part, because the thin part, you know how it's going to work, it's going to get done quicker. All right, the other thing I do is I use a Weber iGrill 2, and it actually lets me sync this up to my phone, so I can go off and do what I want to do here around the house, and it's going to let me know when I reach my 160, because I'm going to set it for 160. And the alarm will go off and tell me it's ready, then I'll come out here and wrap them. So when I get around to doing that, I'll bring you guys back out. But for now, they're just going to smoke. Well, it's been 3 hours. Let's see what these things look like. It's time to pull them off and wrap them now. So let me get the smoker open here. Let's see what they look like in here. Oh, that's looking good. Yeah, that's perfect. Got a good smoke on them all the way around. You can see on the ends where I put a little bit more seasoning on the ends. Made a good bark on it also. So let me get them out. We'll get them wrapped up and get them stuck back in. It's been 3 hours. I think I have fogged the lens up, but it's been 3 hours. So I told you I was going to do the 3-2-1 today probably, and then I said, well, maybe not. But actually it's working out just right. They're at a 159 degrees. I'm taking them off, I said 160, but I'm taking them off at 159. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap them. It has been exactly 3 hours, and they're where I want them, within 1 degree. Again, I cook on temp, not time, but it seems like they run together a lot. Really just depends on the cooker that you're using, and also the temperature outside. Today it's in the mid 50s, so at 225 it seemed to work out pretty good. So let me get them off here, get them wrapped. We'll stick them back on there, and then we'll do 2 hours. So I'll see you then. So this is what you're looking for at the 3 hour mark, or 160 degrees. This is what you're looking for. You guys can see how, I mean, they are really looking good. So go ahead and get them wrapped and get them back in before the temp changes too much. All right, we're all wrapped up and ready to go. So we'll put them back in now for another 2 hours, and I'm looking to get up to a temperature of about 180 degrees. So at 180, we'll take them out, unwrap them, put them back in for another hour, or until the temp's where I want it. So see you then. All right, we're at 183 degrees, and that is exactly where I want them to be. So I'm gonna take them out, unwrap them, we'll stick them back in here, and I'm gonna run them up to 190. At 190, we'll pull them back off. We'll let them sit for about 30 minutes, and then we're gonna eat them. All right, let me get them off here. Okay, this is what we're looking for, and you can see it's looking really, really good. It's you see the juice come out of it. They're going to be very, very tender. All right, they're back in. I'm going to leave them in there for about an hour or until they get to 190. 190 is where I like to finish my ribs at. They're at 181 right now, so 190 won't take too awful long, but I've turned the smoker down to 200, and we'll let it just ease up to 190. So let me get this closed back before I lose any heat out of there, or more heat out of there. Anyway, we'll come back and visit them at 190 and then let them sit for about 30 minutes before we eat. Well, we reached 190. We are officially done cooking on these. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off. Oh, look at those, man, those look good. We'll get these out. Look at that. Don't that look good? All right, there they are out of the smoker, 190 degrees. We're gonna take them in and let them sit for a little bit, and then I'm gonna cut them up. We're gonna eat these things here in about an hour from now. So apparently we had it in slow-mo for the last part of it, but anyway, here they are. They're all cut up, nice and juicy. Yeah, you can see all the moisture coming out of them. They look really good. They turned out good. Anyway, like I told you, use the 3-2-1 method. That's 3 hours at 160. Set it at 225. Take them off at 160 after 3 hours. Wrap them, put them back on to 180 or 2 hours, but go by temperature, but it'll come out pretty close to 2 hours. 180, wrap them, 2 hours, take them back out. You should put them back in for 1 hour. Try to bring them up to about 190. 190, they're good to go. Take them off. That's it. All right, see you guys next time.